support. So along the way, if you need a hand, she'll be there to help you out. Thank you, Razul, for getting out our emails to everyone. Yes, happy Friday, Flow Engineers. Well said, Chris. We'll start in just under a minute. And for those that are joining in, we don't have the usual music and sparkle because our live stream manager, Jace, is off filming a YPO event in Cebu today, as my sister's got YPOs from all around Philippines coming together for an event. So we're sharing resources today. All right, we'll call that 9 o'clock and let's get started. Today, Flow Engineers, we're going to, oh, by the way, who knows or has heard of or seen Alex Hormozi? Pop a one in the chat if you've seen any of Alex's content out there. He's quite prolific at the moment. And he's got some great content. He really puts the energy into it. And so if you're not following Alex Hormozi, I think after today, it'll certainly be worthwhile to go and check out his information. He's got a couple of great books. One of those books is $100 Million Offers. How to make offers so good, people feel stupid saying no. And today we're going to see what if we could have Alex Hormozi working for us as an AI agent, working on building out the strategy for these compelling offers for our businesses. So we're going to check that out in just a sec. So updates, here are some updates that we've seen. Wherever we do the editing, and I'll show you that later on, if you're going to edit copy of what you've output, the editor there has got some enhancements to it to make that even more useful. Also, prompt card UI in the templates here, we've now got the ability to open those in new tabs and edit there from the ellipsis menu. So it's moved from edit to the ellipsis menu. And overall, the chat interface is now better seen on various screen sizes. Before, there was a few issues with some icons overlapping, so that's been updated. And so, which is the responsive layout. A few little alignment items and some subscription, some privacy policy, and a lot of things are going on behind the scenes, as well as for the new Raya inbox, which is the AI agents that will be able to do all the live chat support. So that'll officially launch next month in alignment with the Digital Transformation Week. And so a lot of the teams working on that. There's also in the background and going on at the moment is the real-time voice is being worked on at the moment. So soon you'll be able to talk to Raya just in real time, like you might have seen on ChatGPT and those beautiful interactive communications. So that's coming out. We've also got some really advanced web scraping still being worked on at the moment, as well as advanced transcription. So all those are very close to being finished. The other one that's really close to being finished, which is a huge one, is Code Interpreter. Code Interpreter is going to make the tools section really advanced because the AI actually needs to write some code every time it executes against those tools. And so it's going to open up a huge world of potential with the tools. Also, some very exciting, even more exciting things coming, which I can't talk about yet, but basically adding more utility to make our agents run off and execute tasks on a consistent basis. So, so much to come. All right, let's jump into today. $100 million offers, how to make offers so good people feel stupid saying no. Now, you can go and read the book, and I'd recommend reading the book. It is excellent. But like all books that we read, the challenge afterwards is how you go and implement and execute all those ideas. Ever read a book before, thought, yes, I'm going to implement all this, and then afterwards you realize that maybe you've put 1 or 2 out of 100 ideas in. It's pretty normal because the way that we learn. And so this is going to help us to actually get into executing. And so imagine if you could have Alex consulting on your business. And what if we could actually get him doing this? Well, I say, let's build an agent for that. It's the way to approach it. And I think today then gives you the same idea as, when we see another thought leader out there, how do we get their work and help us to then do the implementation to execute? Now, special shout out for this one. I'd like to give kudos to Austin Armstrong and Jonathan Mast. It was, they shared this idea with some prompting. We're just going to advance it by taking AI agents into the play. So let's go check this out. Oops, you don't need to see that one. Today's link, thanks, nice. and drop that into the chat. Yeah, they're nice. Can we just, well, here, I'll share it for everyone. Let's get the link. Here you go. Here's the link for today's document. So jump onto that one. And let's get ourselves set up with, there we go. Your link's nicer than mine. Thank you. Let's get ourselves set up with Raya on the left and our instructions on the right. So set up your workspace. Get yourself nice and comfortable there. I'll give you a moment to see everyone's joining. Very good. And for this one, we're going to create one agent and then a 7-step workflow to bring together this strategic idea. So the idea here is that we will build out based on your business. Okay, so when we get to the prompting to actually run this, I'll get you to adjust the prompt based on your business or your product or service that you're offering, and to come up with essentially the strategic document that's going to have the following 7 steps planned out with strategic advice based on Hormozi's style from the $100 million offers. So create the strategic document in an Alex Hormozi style for you and your team to define the irresistible offer. So it's basically going to take all that great work from the book and based on your business, make sure you've got all of the sections clearly defined for you to then go and further work on. Identify and attract high quality leads. So it's going to give advice there. Create a lead magnet that filters ideal prospects. Now, it's not actually going to go and create the lead magnet. It's going to create everything that you need to consider for that particular lead magnet. Future state, we'll get to a point where it creates a lead magnet as well. But I want to see the outcome of this first. And then the strategic outcome for building a high converting landing page. What are all the different elements that it needs to see on there? And then structure the follow-up sequence to maximize conversion. So explain what needs to be done there. An advanced step after this would be to build a whole nother flow to actually write all those sequences. And then 6, optimize the offer presentation and pricing, strategic advice there, and the strategic advice around the implement the upsell and cross-sell strategies. Now, I ran this morning and it's really thorough. I was pretty happy with it. So let's jump into building it together. And we'll start out with step 1, which is to create our Alex Hormozi agent. So head on over to the agent section. And from here, let's click on Build New Agent. Now, we run this one pretty simply. We copy the purple text here, which is Alex Hormozi, and we paste that into the enter role name. Now, this is quite interesting because, you know, Alex is relatively new on the scene, but the AI gets him, understands him. Now, we've also, just to make this one a little bit more interesting, we've got a caricature of Alex here. So click on that one and download that JPEG. And then for the icon, under the custom area, once you've downloaded it, you can then drag and drop or click on select a file and add this, this caricature of Alex there. There we go. Make it nice and colorful. Now with this, we can add some categories. So, you know, Alex is best known for really marketing and sales. So why don't we put marketing and then maybe a category of sales. Remember that these are just to help you find the agents later on, as you'll be building out hundreds of agents over time, all customized. That'll just help you find it, but it won't actually impact the prompting. Okay, from here, let's prompt the goal statement. So provide the goal statement on what the role is expected to do to further set up skills background. Click on generate. And the AI is now going to generate the goal statement based on being Alex Hormozi. Hi, you know, I am Alex Hormozi, an entrepreneur and business leader dedicated to transforming industries throughout innovative business strategy. And it goes on. Now, apologies in advance, Alex, right? If we've gone and done a bit of, you know, if we're regenerating you, okay, I'm sure we need to give you some recognition on this one. We certainly recognize and respect you, brother. We hope we're not breaking any rules here. Okay, so now from here, it's going to build the backstory. And then the next stage is to create the base instructions. All right, so it's looking pretty good. Roles and responsibilities: business scaling expert, entrepreneurship guidance, coaching and mentoring, sales and marketing specialists, online presence and branding. Yeah, I mean, does all those extremely well. Fantastic. Let's now have a look at the behavior and tone of voice. So I think, Alex is really informative. He's also persuasive in his communication. So you can pick either of those. I think will work quite well. And then definitely influential in his approach. So select a couple of those. And from there, let's create the agent based on it remaining private. Now, you could go one step further on this agent. If you have purchased this book and happen to have it in a EPUB format or PDF, then you could add that into the knowledge base to just go one step further in further advancing this particular agent. Naturally, due to copyright, we can't share anything like that with you, so I'm not going to show that as an example today, but that's one step that you could do to further enhance. From here now, just pop a 1 in the chat if you've got your Alex agent is now created. Make sure we're all together today. Ryan, Ezio, Richard's there. Well done. Chris is on. David's on. Welcome, David. If anyone needs a bit of a hand, just please reach out and make a request so that the team can give you some help. Let's now go to workflows. So the next step here is to go to the workflows. We're going to create this workflow here. And so the first thing we do is click on build new workflow. And then we need to fill out the name and description by copying the purple text over here. So this is the Hormozi $100 million offers framework. And then in the description, we'll copy this purple writing. It says Alex Hormozi $100 million offers framework strategy document for building offers so good, people feel stupid to say no. Love it. Such a great hook. So we'll create that one and it will take us through to the workflow creation canvas. So we've got 7 blocks to build out here. And for each of the blocks, we've got some advanced prompting that we've put in. So for the first one, we select the block and it will open up the menu on the right-hand side. And we've got some new functionality coming to this soon. So get nice and comfortable with what we've got so you'll be ready for the advanced work. But for now, let's copy and paste in the title, which initially is define the irresistible offer. So copy and paste that purple cross. Then in the description area, we'll copy the next set of purple text and paste it in. You're a business growth strategist specializing in creating irresistible offers following Alex Hormozi's methods from the $100 million offers. Background, I'm building the sales funnel for, and then we've put in there in square brackets, product service. So then later on, the AI is going to understand that and reference it based on our prompt. What I'll also add in here is, I think, Jen, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but in November, probably towards late November, we'll actually have prompt templates in here. So as it goes through each step, it will actually garner more information from you from a prompt template. But today we'll run it as the current flow with what we have. And goes on to say, please help me break down the key elements of an irresistible offer for what will be in your prompt. Value stack, bonuses, guarantees, identify how I can increase perceived value to the offer without increasing cost, and suggest ways to frame the offer to emphasize urgency, scarcity, and ask any clarifying questions or requests additional information if needed. Okay, cool. We'll now add the agent, which is going to be our Alex Hormozi agent. Sign him in there. It looks good with that caricature. And then we'll go down to block 2. So utilizing the plus button on the block here, we'll add a new block and then select the block and we'll go to task and we'll follow the same process. The title, we'll copy that in and paste in the title section. So identify and track high quality leads. And then let's copy this prompt in for the description. So you're an expert in lead generation strategies, particularly those taught by Alex Hormozi in $100 million. Whoops, it should be, I've got leads there. Background, I need to attract high quality leads for products and services. My goal is to ensure that these leads are both interested and capable of purchasing my offer. So please help me define the lead. So I've actually referenced, there's another book of his, the $100 Million Lead. So we put that one in here too. Define the ideal lead, including demographics, psychographics, buying behavior. Suggest the best channels and platforms to target the leads, organic versus paid, traffic, social media. Provide the guidance on the types of content or messaging that will resonate most with this audience and attract them to the funnel. I mean, seriously, by the time we finish this, if you've got a marketing director or leader, this is the quality and standard that we're going to need to see come out every time. If it's not, you'll certainly want to ask a few questions. Or if you go and get some consulting done by an agency, make sure you do this first so you can compare what they want to offer. Let's add in Alex as our agent again this time. Naturally, he's doing all the work for us. And then we'll go on to block 3, which is create a lead magnet that filters the ideal prospects. And then we'll copy and paste in this prompt for the description. Okay, marketing strategist specializing in Alex Hormozi's lead filtering techniques. Background, I want to create a lead magnet for the product or service that not only attracts leads, but also filters out those who are less likely to buy, leaving me with high quality prospects. Okay, and goes on. And then we'll go on to block number 4, which is build a high converting landing page. Oh, we'll add the agent, pardon me, let's add the agent. And then we'll go into block 4. Under the task section, build the high converting landing page, and then copy the description. Hey, thanks, Jen. He was just updating me on the question from before. We're planning to incorporate the prompt templates in workflows. We haven't decided, though, when we can start this initiative. Okay, yeah, we've got the designs done, but the actual kickoff of the coding hasn't commenced yet. Cool, no worries. So here we've got the background, designing the landing page to offer my lead magnet and convert the high quality leads. Please guide me through the essential elements for a high converting landing page. Has everyone had that before? You've gone to do the landing page and you've asked yourself the questions, oh, what should I have in it again? So we can use our agents to make sure we're clear on what to get into our landing pages, how to craft a compelling headline and sub-headline that aligns with the lead magnet and the ultimate offer, and how to incorporate trust signals, urgency, and strong CTAs to optimize conversions. All right, and then we'll go on to add the agent, keep Alex at work here. How hard can we make Hormozi work day? Then on to block 5, structure the follow-up sequence to maximize for conversions. So under tasks, let's paste that in. And then description. We've got, after the lead opts into my funnel, I need to build a follow-up sequence that nurtures them and drives conversion. The sequence should also overcome common objections and fears that could prevent a sale. Please help me structure an email sequence or SMS or calls that engage the lead while moving them closer to purchase. Identify what specific content, educational, storytelling, objection handling to include at each stage of the sequence, and then provide advice on how to incorporate urgency and scarcity to drive action into the final stage of the sequence. Very good. Let's add Alex again. Right, let's now go on to block 6. Click on the plus sign to add block 6. And for this one, let's optimize the offer presentation and pricing. Right, let's get that into the task label. And then we'll copy in the description and instructions. And here we need to optimize the way I present and price the product or service in my funnel. The goal is to make the offer so compelling that it maximizes conversions and revenue. Please advise on how to position and frame the pricing to highlight its value, include things like price anchoring and value stacking, ways to incorporate additional elements, bonuses, guarantees to increase perceived value without charging the core price, and strategies for testing different pricing models to see what converts best. with the target audience, and then ask any clarifying questions. Very good. Okay, let's add in the agent. And the final block, block number 7, we'll add in here, is to implement upsell and cross-selling strategies. Copy in, paste in our prompt. You're a revenue optimization specialist. Now, notice here, what we could be doing further is actually designing an agent for each of these steps. It's even more specific. But today we're just going with Alex. He's going to run all the way through. But you could go further. As prompt engineers, flow engineers, what you're doing is once you've created this, you run it and then look for ways to further enhance it. So the options for enhancing are have a new, more specialized agent, go and review the prompting. Then the actual main block, oh, wrong, has block 6 has the wrong agent. Sorry, that is from my previous work. Thank you. Alex Hormozi is the agent. Thank you for that. Could pick up Ryan. Thank you. Further adjust these prompting is another option for you there as well. Okay, let's add in Alex. So we've got block 7 done. And then when you've got all 7 of those blocks completed, just pop a 7 in the chat so we can see where we're at, team. You notice with the documentation there, you just follow along, copy and paste as we go through each of the steps. Okay, and we now do something that we haven't done before, I don't think, in any of the sessions. And we're going to add an image to the thumbnail. So head on over to the settings area. Now, this is available when the status is unpublished. Once we publish it, you won't be able to edit the thumbnail. The thumbnail is available in our documentation here. Okay, if you just click on this and download the thumbnail, and then click to edit that space and select profile photo. And it's the file 3, $100 million offer JPEG. And we'll put this one in here and then apply. Once that one's done, all you need to do is publish. Now, as always, we'll publish privately first so we can run it and test it. And then you can make it public for your, you can make it for your organization. Oh, here's something else we're working on in the background. And I don't have a timeline on it, but I'm sure we're not far away. Jen might be able to give us a timeline. We'll be publishing a whole range of these agents and workflows, prompt templates that you'll be able to access these templates and then bring them into your account. They'll even be accessible on the public-facing website. You can search through them and then just absorb them into your account. So like one of the things that we'll do with Flow Fridays, come and build for the experience, but we'll also be able to give you that full set of completed after the show as well. Okay, with that one now published, let's give this a run. And let's give it a run for your business by heading over to the chat. Matt, I'm getting an access denied message from Google. Okay, I'm not sure which step you're at. Oh, from the document. Okay, let me see. One sec. Yep, that's on me. Here we go, team. Anyone with a link that's accessible now. And I'll share that there so you can get directly to it. I'll give everyone a moment to catch up because no doubt we're all there. So under our workflows, here's what it will look like once it's published, right? Doesn't that look great with a full thumbnail? So I'm going to open the editor or open settings at this point in time. Now I can't edit that one because we're published, but if I select unpublished, I can unpublish it and now edit. And when I edit, select the photo to upload. So that's the document that you've downloaded now, thumbnail. When I open it and apply is the process there. And when that one's done, click on publish. Okay, so when we run workflows, there's a few options that we can do to run a workflow. And so um, one of the options is once we get to the chat, we can just basically by chatting with Raya, that the workflow will come up. It'll make a suggestion on the workflow. The other thing you can do is go directly to it. Now, when we've just built the workflow for the first time, it's probably going to appear further down here somewhere. So you can search for it. So I'm just putting HO for Hormozi, and it's going to bring up that workflow there. Tell you what, it looks great, doesn't it, with the thumbnails? We definitely put some more time into our thumbnails going forward. So we'll select that one and then select workflow. Now, what this means is that any prompt that we put in will now be associated directly to that workflow. And so I've created a bit of an open-ended prompt here for you. So you just need to replace where we've got the spaces there with your business and what you specialize in or the product. So please help me create an offer and strategic plan for our, and then put in, I'm going to put in our outsourcing business, specializes in building offshore teams for clients in USA and Australia. So do the same, make that adjustment for your person. Doesn't look like the workflow was engaged for me. Well, let me run mine. So we'll see if we look the same, Ezio. So it'll come up and then we'll still need to run the workflow. Will be the next step. Ray's going through some more detailed thinking processes and analysis. Soon we'll also have an option for basically if you want shorter analysis or longer analysis. So it's coming out, it's doing some initial analysis, but then it will come up and present the workflow. Oh, it didn't. Is that what you had, Ezio? That please find a suitable workflow. Okay. So we'll register that one. David said his working fine. Okay. So we'll register that one. We'll find out, we'll track the logs of why it wasn't running. Otherwise from here, so do the same thing there. So if you ever find that it doesn't, the AI decides it's gone on a break, doesn't selected the workflow, we can prompt it to get it to take action. So let's now run the workflow. And we're going to engage Alex Hormozi 7 times to generate this information for us. I don't even know what that would cost if you could actually get him as a private consultant. But let's see how well our AI agent, maybe one day we could get Alex Hormozi to come on with us and we'll do AI agent versus the real Alex and see what the output would be. That would be amazing. So shout out to you, Alex. If somewhere in the internet you hear us and you'd like to come and join us, that would be wild. Let's view the details now and let's see how fast. Maybe it would be a pace exercise, Alex versus the AI, to see which one's faster. This is pretty cool. Okay, we're 7 seconds in, 9 seconds, 11. This morning I had it running at about 7 seconds, 12 seconds. Okay, so now we've got the core part here for the task of defining irresistible offer. Now, earlier today, I mentioned about some of the new editing features. So over here, I think underlining was added, but this particular editor there's a bit more available in it. So some more tools there if you want to use this to edit before you export. And as an example, you might like to export these as documents and then merge them together, or you can just copy and paste and put them into one document and then hand this over to your marketing team so that they've got the strategy to work on. But have a look at this. It's now giving us the key elements of an irresistible offer. I think sometimes too, and let's have a look at, we've got value stack and bonuses and guarantees. It's got ideas within the value stack, like the core offering, additional services, software tools, and then it's got bonuses, things like free consultation calls, performance metrics, dashboards, networking opportunities, and then guarantees, satisfaction and quality assurance. Then it goes into increasing perceived value without increasing cost and breaks it down into branding, positioning, educational content, exclusive access. Now, to me, like if you read the book, which is amazing, but to be able to take that information and bring it over, there's a lot of effort, right, to just get that base down. So this is going to speed up the entire process for us and make it very, very real, very quick. So let's go on to step number 2, where we've got identify and attract quality leads. So this one's going to break it down for us. So defining the lead. It's got the demographics, so industry, location, company size, role. Richard said his total was 56 seconds. Wow, to do the whole lot. That's wild, hey? And I mean, really, I feel like everyone could open up a marketing consulting company right now, couldn't you? For any business, produce this content and have a huge value impact. In fact, you could even, if you're in any sort of consulting for your own business, if you're working with businesses, you could have this particular workflow and do it as a value add, or maybe you could even say, hey, if you would like an output like this for your organization as a starting point, you could you do it as some sort of hook, as a download, as a customizable offer. What I'll also add in here is the future of where we're going, especially with the automations. You would be able to connect this to a website. I mean, really, this is the future state. So I'd say, end of November, early December, this would be possible. You could have a web page where someone puts in some key details to get this whole output, and even have a step in there to charge them for the output and do the whole thing on autopilot. That could be wild. Now, it was Richard said 56 seconds. David said 17 cents to get my $100 million offer. Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? And I spent 20 cents and using GPT-4o. The other thing is we could use 4o mini. It'd be interesting to see, change your model over in your settings to 4o mini. And this would probably come out at like 3 cents. And you just need to have a look at the quality between those two, but pretty cool. Designing a lead magnet for outsourcing business. So no doubt it's got for yours. It's got the steps there. Identify the target audience, the design. So it's giving ideas like ebook or white paper. So for example, 10 secrets to build a high-performing offshore teams tailored specifically for businesses in your target regions. Checklists and templates. So, or educational webinar. Now, these ideas here, you could then go off and create a workflow for the ebook writer based on that. So templates and checklists, or similarly, if it was a educational webinar, to create the outline for the webinar. Now, one thing that I haven't showed you how to do yet, but we've got, what you could do is actually write the outline for PowerPoint, and using Visual Basic, actually have the AI write all of the slides for you. It won't come out formatted. It'll come out just black and white, but then you can copy and paste and put that all into PowerPoint to create the whole PowerPoint for you in Visual Basic. I think we should do that in a follow-up session so we can see how, and we'll do that next week. We'll have a look at how to do that so that you can expand this out to the next level. Then we've got ideas, filtering, qualifying leads. How can we export the whole 7 steps at one time? So let's have a look at that. Summary. Well, if we did a project summary step, we could do that. Otherwise, at the moment, we need to do it step by step. But let's add that in Gen for how to make it easier to export this whole lot in one step. Cool. I'm thinking ahead to, so what we've got with a new code interpreter, we would be able to add an agent and a step on the end that basically says, now export all this to Word and push it over into a location, or through automations, we'll be able to do that soon too. Because I think that'd be nice that it comes out in one complete document. And then when it gets really advanced, there'll be things like, each of these ends up being, excuse me, tasks that still need to be executed. So push it over into a task management system so you can give a project plan to the team to execute the lot. Because I think with many of these types of things, you're still going to need human in the loop elements to be able to further define, refine elements along the way. But have a look at all this. It's got, industry, location, company size, role. It's right on point. Challenges, values, goals, best channel. I hope you're getting some great detail for your own businesses as well. This one's working really well for us. Paid traffic, social media, content messaging, giving ideas around case studying. Yeah, could we have a final job to combine all tasks into a single report? Yeah, you could certainly do that. I mean, we could go back and have a go at that right now. Let's give it a go. We could go to back to our workflows, and actually let's go to agents and let's add in a report writer or a report builder. Let's call it a report builder. And if anyone's willing to follow me on the fly, call it administration. And let's create a report builder, add it and see how we go. I mean, this is us as being flow engineers, right? We're going to hack around, try some things, see what the impact is. I definitely think where we would want this to go is that we would create a structured format for the report. And then through the new automations feature, which you don't have access to yet, you would basically create this Word template and you would have the report, the data filled out into that structured report every single time. Now, when we get into automations, I will give you the heads up. It's a bit more complex than what we've been doing. And so with that, I'll be releasing videos on automations because there are a few more steps, and it depends on whether you're using Word or Google, where it starts to get a little bit more complex. But give that one a go. I've added in here professional and compliant. So I'll create that agent and then head back to our workflows. And we can open up the editor for the workflow, and we'll need to unpublish this one in order to edit it. So click on the orange unpublish, confirm that you're going to unpublish, and we'll add in a new block. Select the 7th block. And in this one here, let's add it into our instructions here. We'll make this block 8. We'll call it report builder. And let's combine all of the outputs from the previous agents to generate one complete report that we can hand to the marketing team to execute. Okay, so report builder, and then we'll make this agent our report builder. Report builder agent, and I'll pop this in our chat for, if you're not getting the plus sign to add the block, the reason is we need to click the block first, because originally none is selected. So once it's selected, you'll get the plus sign. I did exactly the same thing a moment ago. Then we'll add that description in. I'll add this into our Zoom chat to make it easy for you too. And then we'll head over to the agent and add in our report builder. And then give that a publish. Okay. Hope a few of you are doing that, following along. I'll jump ahead and we'll run this. So we'll bring in I'm going to copy my prompt from last time so I can compare the two. So I'll go back to the original prompt. Select the word. I'm going to change my wording. I'm saying, please help me create an offer. I'm going to take out strategic plan. For our outsourcing business, it specializes in building offshore teams, clients, and I might in that outsourcing business called GoTeam. GoTeam, put the website in, www.goteam, go.team. Okay, let's see how we go. Making an assumption here because I put strategy in there, I might have confused it a bit rather than just an offer, maybe, but we'll get some advice from Regs on that one. See how it comes out. Now, while we're thinking away there, just as a reminder, over here on the left-hand side, submit new features, integrations, bug reports, and Flow Friday's topic requests. So if you've ever got anything that you would like to see built, done, achieved, that's a great place to go and submit those. I think we've hit the same thing. Mine hasn't picked up the workflow again. So please use an appropriate workflow. Yeah, thanks, Ryan. We'll log that one. Or Genesis will log that one by now, that workflow didn't pick up straight away. Thinking, analyzing, here it is. Okay, I'm going to click on run workflow, or you can just type yes or proceed. We'll also handle it as well. All right, here he is. He's arrived at work. Let's get to work, Alex, and see what step 8 will do for us, report builder. Yeah, just thinking out loud, I really like this idea of where you could turn this into a revenue generating activity for your organization where you've got a website, charge, I don't know, what would you like to charge for? What would someone pay for? Like, imagine where this gets into a beautiful report. It's completed, nicely styled, and that, you know, if it costs 17 cents to run here, probably with some automations, you know, might go up to 25 cents or something like that to run that report, and what you could actually potentially charge for it. Or if it was just like a lead magnet offering that you had for clients. Now, we're using Alex Hormozi as the example here, but it could be, something specific, same concept, but specific for your business, that you could generate a personalized, customized report. What this will end up looking like is like a prompt template that's public on your website that would then go through and run this process, and utilizing automations, then build out that document, perhaps as a PDF, and then email it to the person as well. So it's going to be quite wild what we'll be able to do by the end of this year. Like, where October, November, December, we'll start to see all this come together really nicely. Okay, up to almost there. I think how crazy fast this now is compared to in April. Like, the models are getting better behind this to actually increase the speed of the output, and they're only going to get faster and better, which is so exciting. That as all these models increase, quality, price, we'll be able to put them in. I'm sure we'll start to see more models come out soon, other than just OpenAI, but we have in the back end. Excited to see Claude 3.5 Sonnet in here. And I'm sure if it doesn't happen before the end of this year, early next year, we'll start seeing the Llama models as well. Okay, so let's go through to the complete report. And let's go and jump into this for the download so we can see the edit. Okay. Yeah, not as good as I'd like. So we need to do some prompting. It's summarized it. It hasn't actually it's pulled everything together and done a summary. So not an actual full report. And that's really where we need to get the output for each of these elements and actually put it into a structured report area. That, or the other thing is that we need to just be more advanced. So it's a pretty light prompt that I've given it here. So we could go through and restructure that prompt and do some things like actually reference the step with these outcomes again in here, so that it's actually defining, what do you want to see in the structure? So let's give that a go. Got a bit of time. Let me have a look at what we got. Yeah. So we go in and further, we might say some things like, here's one of the outputs of the previous agents to generate one complete report that can hand to the marketing to execute. It is important to include all, in caps, content from each of the previous agents. Do not summarize. Please include all content. Now, believe it or not, if you do all caps locks, if someone does caps locks and they send you a message, what does that normally mean? If someone sends you a message with all caps locks, how do you interpret it? They're shouting at you, right? They're yelling. Well, fascinatingly, and it usually sparks attention, right? Now, interestingly, the AI responds in a similar way. So we can give that a go. Let's go and get back to our workflows. Now, what you're seeing me do now is what I do prior to these sessions, right? I'm testing these, adjusting the prompting, going backwards and forwards. So you kind of, when you get to copy and paste, you get to shortcut the work that I'm doing. And I think that's important to think about as a flow engineer. The value that you bring is in your critical thinking and your prompting, which is critical thinking and how you ask questions and think about all the different types of outcomes. What is it you really want to see? How could you ask the question or do the prompt differently in order to do that? Oh, by the way, we could also, before we jump over there, let's play around with the prompt here. This would be worthwhile. So let's improve. So here, hey, this is brand new. Continue writing, improve writing, fix spelling, make it longer, make it shorter. Okay, that's available to us. The other thing though is we could change the prompt here. So let's get this in. Change this one. Please combine all of the outputs from the previous agents to generate one complete report that we can hand to the marketing team to execute. It is important to include all content from each of the previous agents. Do not summarize. Please include all content. Okay, let's generate. Yeah, so it's what I've done here, and in case you missed it, I went back and I was thinking about running the whole workflow, and then I corrected myself and thought, let's just run this step. And so to do that, it's this generate feature. So see the click to regenerate the output. It's clicking on that opens up the prompt section, the description. And what I did was I pasted in the content that I would put in the block. So when you make an edit here in this particular prompt, it will not update the workflow. It'll just impact what we're doing here in this one. So you could therefore run this until you get what you're after. And then once you're happy with that prompt, go back and update the workflow. So here we go. Wow, it's expanded quite extensively. I still don't think it's done the full level of detail. It hasn't. So we could further enhance that prompt some more by doing things like referencing these steps. So does it update the report builder agent? No, it doesn't. The agent itself sits separate, and the workflow block step is also separate as a template at the moment. We're doing like a custom just in this particular flow at the moment. But when you get what you like, what you would do from there is you would copy that prompt and then go back to your workflows and then make the edit. So let's have a look at this side by side. So we open the editor and we go to report builder. So unpublish that. We'll see that, oh, did I update it before? I can't remember now. And so that is now updated. Do not summarize. Oh yeah, no, it hasn't. I changed it again because I said marketing team. So you would then go and copy what you've got and paste it in and then republish it. Now, great question that's come through from Ezio. Will there be a way to build prompts within the workflows as either samples or standards so it gives us an idea of what the workflow was created to do? So I think I'm going to answer this one correctly. I think what we're bringing in is our prompt templates will be able to be a step within these blocks so that it will run a section. In fact, the ultimate with something like this is that it starts with a prompt template, which asks you a range of questions about your product, service, offering. Then it runs the next step, and then it might stop again, and you have another prompt template, so you can ask more questions and fill those out. So will there be a way to build prompts within workflows as either samples or standards, so it gives us an idea of what workflow was created? Did that answer it? I'm not sure if I did, Ezio. Yeah, good pickup, Adam. The marketing team was different. So can we add an agent to a prompt template yet? Jen, I don't think we've got that yet, do we? It's definitely on the roadmap. Let me go have a look. I don't think so. Not yet. No, still working. Suggestion from Adam, with the blocks of the workflow, as they are sequential, would it help to have a number next to it? With today's example, as it was the same agent, it's easy to get confused. Yeah, you're right. About what step or block. I love that. That's a great suggestion. Yeah, 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up. We got some more votes for that one. There you go. That's how fast we'll get that into production. Okay, 4 thumbs up. Love it. Hey, actually, that's a great idea there. So, Adam, with something like this, what you can do is we go over to submit new features, and say feature requests, and then create a post. So we'd say, okay, for workflow, and add in that suggestion. So I would say from Adam, and then create that post. Oh, title. So buggy. Cancel that. Create a new one. So the idea is numbering in workflows, add description, and then create the post. Now, the cool thing about this is once it's up there, is that we can all then go and vote on these as well. Now, it says me, but let's make sure we attribute this to Adam, okay? And if you can go and vote on those, right? So back to all the posts. If you like it, go and give it an extra vote to it. Oops, let's make sure it gets one. Very good. Okay, it's the reason I ask is because the workflow sitting there may, the reason I ask is because the workflow sit there and may not know why they are there later. But if there are prompts, is this more to do with like when we see the workflow, we've got this description here. Oops. Go back a step. But even though there's the description to explain it, I like the idea, like I think where you're going, is that when you go to run that workflow, it actually comes up with some prompts of what information to put in. Is that what you mean? Spot on. Perfect. The answer to that will end up being the prompt template. So when we go to use it, like imagine that you have all these questions available. And so the idea is that it actually, the workflow triggers filling out the prompt template first, answer all those questions, and then goes on to the next step. Yeah. And then you might find that it makes sense that you want to ask questions again in like, after another stage, because based on information that comes out, the workflow could then pause. You kind of read that and then, answer a few more questions and then go on and build. And when we've got that coming, so that is all designed, right? It's now time to code it. And you can imagine how sophisticated and detailed report building gets and how fast it becomes, because you could be working, whether it's in your own business or with a client, or even things like, just in this marketing build for a marketing team, as an example. It means that a new team member can have a very structured approach. I'm getting the hurry along because we're almost out of time. So, hey, thanks everyone. I really love this interaction that's happening today. What is the easiest way to stop a workflow once started? I made a mistake and rerun, but the mistake keeps it running. Let me see. Can we stop a workflow, Jen, at the moment? I haven't checked that one. Let's give it a quick run. Just to regenerate. While that's regenerating, we owe some Flow engineering shirts to people. Thank you for your patience. We're getting them set up on Amazon in Australia to do the direct print and send. Hey, thanks, Richard. We've got to go. Thanks, anyone. So coming up to time, so I appreciate that. When we do, let's allow that one. For those that t-shirts, you're not forgotten. They are coming. They just need to be printed through Amazon. It's a bit of final setup that needs to get done. Hey, I don't think we can stop at the moment, is the answer to that one, David. Sorry, it's going to run through. But we will end up getting a stop feature in there for sure. Also, we've got a feedback. We'd love to hear your feedback. There's a feedback form there. If you've got a moment, we'd love to hear your thoughts. And also appreciate just any thoughts in there about a great session as well. Thank you very much. Super keen to keep delivering lots of high quality content for you each week. Thank you for all those who get to join live, those that will join us via a replay through our YouTube page, our channel at AI Powered People. Great to have you along for that one as well. So thank you, everyone. Have an amazing weekend. Looking forward to next week's session. And to all our Flow engineers, keep on creating amazing things. And looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday. Nicely done, David. Very cool. Thanks, everyone.